What's up, Steelers Nation? The Pittsburgh Steelers are doing everything they can to perfect this roster and bring us back to where we belong, deep in the playoffs and chasing that 7th Lombardi trophy. With Aaron Rodgers officially in the building for 2025, the team is not slowing down. In fact, they're ramping up. And right now, the front office is on the hunt for one more offensive playmaker to complete the puzzle. Before we dive into this exclusive update, smash that like button to support the channel. It helps a ton. And if you love breaking Steelers news, rumors, and real talk, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a thing. All right, let's get into it. The Pittsburgh Steelers just pulled off one of the boldest moves of the offseason by signing Aaron Rodgers. Yes, the 4-time MVP, and yes, at age 41. But don't let the age fool you. This is a massive upgrade over what the team had under center in 2024. Rodgers brings leadership, experience, and most importantly, the ability to read defenses and elevate an offense. But here's the kicker. Even with Rodgers in the building, this team knows it isn't complete yet. And according to multiple NFL insiders, including Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, the Steelers are not done. Far from it. Rappaport reported shortly after the Rodgers signing that Pittsburgh is actively searching for one more weapon on offense. And that's not just a vague rumor. The Steelers have already made calls around the league. They've shown interest in tight ends Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts, both of whom have been in trade rumors all offseason long. That tells you everything you need to know. The front office isn't waiting around. They're being aggressive. Let's talk tight ends real quick. Smith and Pitts are intriguing for different reasons. Jonnu Smith is a reliable veteran, a solid blocker with underrated pass-catching skills. Kyle Pitts? Well, he's a freak athlete who hasn't quite broken out yet, but he has massive upside if used correctly. Pairing either of them with Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington would give Arthur Smith's offense some serious flexibility and, most importantly, give Rodgers multiple safety valves in the middle of the field. But it's not just tight end that's in question. Let's be honest. After trading George Pickens to the Cowboys, the wide receiver room got thinner. Yes, we brought in DK Metcalf from Seattle, and that was huge. But after him, it gets shaky. Right now, Calvin Austin III is the WR2. He's got speed, sure, but can he consistently win against top corners? That's a big question, and that's why the Steelers are eyeing more weapons. Allen Lazard, you remember him from Green Bay, is a name that's been floating around. He already has chemistry with Rodgers and followed him to the Jets, so a reunion in Pittsburgh makes a lot of sense. He's a big-bodied receiver, excellent in the red zone, and wouldn't cost a fortune to acquire. The team also brought in Gabe Davis for a visit. Unfortunately, he left without a deal, possibly due to concerns about his recovery from a knee injury. That could come back later, but for now, the Steelers are still searching. Let's look at the current offensive weapons. DK Metcalf, WR1, explosive, but still some questions about route running. Jaylen Warren, proven RB, can do damage both on the ground and through the air. Caleb Johnson, rookie RB out of Iowa, high upside. Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, solid tight end duo. Calvin Austin III, currently WR2, but more suited as a gadget or slot guy. Roman Wilson, promising rookie, but unproven. It's not a bad group, but is it enough to make a deep playoff run with a 41-year-old quarterback who thrives when he's surrounded by guys he trusts? That's the real question. Now let's talk about the locker room. Some fans still scratch their heads over the George Pickens trade. And hey, we get it. The guy's got elite talent. But by all accounts, that move was less about on-field production and more about off-field behavior. Rodgers demands professionalism, and the Steelers weren't going to take risks with their newly built offense. It's clear the organization is prioritizing chemistry and trust, especially with Rodgers at the helm. There were whispers that Arthur Smith, the Steelers' new offensive coordinator, wasn't thrilled about bringing Rodgers to town. But according to Diana Rossini, who knows Smith well, that won't be an issue. In fact, Smith's greatest strength might be his adaptability. He's not the kind of coordinator who forces a system onto a quarterback. He listens, he adjusts, He builds around the strengths of his players, and with Rodgers, that'll be critical. Now sure, Smith likes pre-snap motion and working under center. Rodgers prefers shotgun and controlling the tempo. But if Smith truly adapts, and early, reports say he will, this could become a partnership that really works. Mandatory minicamp will be their proving ground. This is where vision becomes reality. Let's talk about one of the most under-the-radar but absolutely critical pieces of the Steelers' defense, linebacker Cole Holcomb. After missing significant time with a devastating knee injury, Holcomb is officially back at OTAs, and from what we're seeing, he's looking sharp, focused, and ready to make up for lost time. This is huge for the Steelers' defense. You might remember, Holcomb joined Pittsburgh just before the 2023 season, and he was making plays left and right before that injury cut his campaign short. In just 8 games, he put up 54 tackles and forced 2 fumbles. That kind of production doesn't go unnoticed, but after the injury, things got really quiet. Holcomb essentially disappeared from the field for the rest of 2023 and all of 2024. There were moments where fans weren't sure if we'd ever see him in a Steelers uniform again. There were whispers, speculation, and a lot of frustration from those who knew his impact in the middle of the defense. Now, with OTAs underway, Holcomb is officially back. When Chris Adamski from Trib Live caught up with him at practice, Cole kept it real with fans. Looking back, you never know. One play can end your season. You take stuff for granted. So now I'm just soaking everything up, enjoying it, having fun out there, Holcomb said. When we got here, it was kind of just business as usual, but it felt great to be back out with the guys. Let me tell you something, Steelers Nation. Those aren't just the words of a guy coming back from injury. That's the voice of a veteran who's battled adversity and is ready to reclaim his role as a leader on this defense. Let's not forget, Holcomb has real experience under his belt. Drafted in the 5th round back in 2019 by Washington, this guy has started 56 of 58 career games. He's racked up 442 tackles, 7 forced fumbles, and consistently proved he's a sideline-to-sideline presence when healthy. And here's the kicker. Holcomb and the Steelers recently agreed to a restructured contract heading into 2025. That deal not only shows Pittsburgh's continued belief in him, but also helps free up salary cap space to keep this roster competitive. Win-win. This tells me that not only does the coaching staff believe Holcomb is ready to contribute again, but the front office is confident enough in his recovery to commit to him as a part of this season's core. So why does this matter right now? Well, in a defense that already features stars like T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Alex Highsmith, having a solid inside linebacker who knows the scheme and can lead, the unit from the middle is critical. Holcomb's return brings experience, toughness, and familiarity to the heart of the Steelers' defense. This also gives new defensive coordinator Carl Dunbar flexibility. With Holcomb back, he can mix and match packages more confidently, knowing that his linebackers can anchor the middle of the field, especially important against mobile quarterbacks and high-powered AFC North offenses. And for fans who watch the Steelers struggle at times with run defense and coverage over the middle in 2024, this is the kind of presence that can turn those close losses into wins. Now look, this return isn't just about showing up at OTAs. Training camp will be the next big hurdle. How does Holcomb move in full contact drills? Can he shake off the rust and play with the same intensity he had pre-injury? If he can, then this defense just got a whole lot scarier. But it's also fair to have some caution. Knee injuries, especially the kind that take out an entire year, can change a player. That's why the team is easing him in and not rushing anything. Still, the early signs? Very promising. Let's not overlook this either. Holcomb brings veteran leadership that's hard to replicate. With younger guys like Peyton Wilson and Mark Robinson still developing, Holcomb becomes a tone setter and mentor in that linebacker's room. The Steelers' linebacker unit is deep with potential, but Cole Holcomb brings something you can't teach: experience, grit, and a relentless motor when healthy. So here's where things stand. Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. The Steelers are aggressively looking for one more offensive weapon. They've made calls about tight ends and receivers. Allen Lazard and Kyle Pitts are among the top names linked to the team. Arthur Smith and Rodgers are working on building something cohesive and potentially dangerous. This team is going for it, and that's what we've been waiting to see, a front office that's not just hoping to be competitive, but actively building a contender. Now it's your turn, Steelers Nation. What do you think about the Steelers still hunting for another playmaker after signing Aaron Rodgers? Should they trade for a guy like Allen Lazard? Should they push harder for Kyle Pitts or Jonnu Smith? Or do you think the offense is good enough as is? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you, and don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive updates, deep dives, and all things Steelers. We're going to be locked in all season long until next time. Here we go, Steelers.